What up, what up, what up? I'm AC Cruz. You know who you are. Welcome to my podcast. How you doing? You all right? Inflation got you down? The gas prices, gas is down a bit, but all this other stuff, that's crazy. We're going to try and take your mind off of that, right? At least for the next 30 minutes. Today's guest is Johnny Rod. Johnny Rodriguez, a.k.a. Johnny Rod. Sure, he's a 6-time Grammy Award winner, a musician, arranger, composer, funny guy. He does a great Chewbacca impression. And not only that, he was almost killed in a tragic car accident. He's lucky to be alive and lucky to be walking today. And check this out. Believe it or not, he is a panadero. He makes some of the best pan dulce and the pink cake. Forget about it. He was I'll tell you what, I'll let some of the people that know him best describe who Johnny Rod is and what he is. Freddie Martinez Jr. says, and I quote, "Not only is Johnny an excellent keyboardist and all-around solid musician, but he's a super cool dude. For many years, Johnny served as Jimmy G's main keyboardist, on the road and in the studio. Johnny was what I call a student of the Jimmy G sound. He studied the music and knew exactly what to deliver. He instinctively knew what to play when Jimmy asked for it, a certain keyboard sound, or a particular riff. Johnny also never overplayed his parts. He played the parts that Jimmy was hearing in his head, and in the process, kept it commercial, which was very important to Jimmy's sound. Everyone knows that Jimmy was a perfectionist and expected his musicians to give 110% at all times. The fact that Jimmy depended on Johnny to help make it happen is a testament to Johnny's skills." And he goes on to say, his playing is all over Jimmy G's recordings, especially the classics like "¿Quién iba a pensar?", "A pesar de todo", "Ahora que hago sin ti", and many others. The songs have become Tejano classics and will be enjoyed by fans for years to come. Unquote. That's quite a mouthful, Freddie. Thanks, man. Stevie D says, and I quote, it won't be as long, I quote, Stevie D, "I saw it with my own eyes. I was there. And Jimmy would sing a certain riff, certain melody, and Johnny Rod would just look for it on the keyboards, and Jimmy would say, that's it. Let's go with that." It was unreal. And finally, Mike Gonzalez, Jimmy's son and drummer. He says, and I quote, "For the first 5 years, Johnny Rod was my dad's right-hand man in the studio. For hours on end, they would work on arrangements, producing hit songs that would last a lifetime." Unquote. Well, there you have it. Freddie Martinez Jr. from Freddie Records, Stevie D, and Mike Gonzalez. So, without further ado, it's the man himself, Johnny Rod.
On the next AC Cruz Podcast.
What's going on, my brother?
Oh, man. Well, first and foremostly, primeramente, gracias a Dios. Thanks to Freddie Martinez, to Stevie D, and Mike Gonzalez for wonderful things they said.
Oh, yes. All the kind words. Those guys. They hold you in high regard, man. And they say, you know what? The guy is awesome.
Just like them, they're super talented.
Right on. Hey, listen, let's get into this, John. How old were you when you started playing keys or piano? Where did you start?
I started guitar when I was 4. My father taught me guitar. So when he played with a band, he played with Gonzalo Liscano, and I always looked up to him. And I always wanted to learn how to play. He played awesome salsa, like in groovy.
Yeah.
So I played with my dad guitar, and he taught me bass. And then I would get there at the rehearsals with them when they'll be jamming. And I would go and mix the piano a little bit. And every chance he would take a break, I'll go on it. After he passed away in 1987, I took a year break off. And then when I went back to music, I went to keyboards.
Wow. So you play guitar, bass. What else did you play?
Bass guitar, keyboards, light percussion, a little bit of everything. I do mainly recording and producing.
Before we go any further, is that all your Grammys behind you, man?
Oh, yeah. Well, most of them.
Wait. Most of them?
Yeah. That's for, pues, si te quería pensar, the Siempre Humilde album, Si Me Faltas Tu album, then the Live in El Valle album.
So real quick, Johnny Rod, how many Grammys do you have?
I have 6.
6?
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
One of them, 5 are Latin Grammys, and one of them is an American Grammy for the Si Me Faltas Tu album.
Wow.
That one has a remix.
Getting back to the family, you have brothers or sisters?
I have one sister. Her name's Mona Lisa. She's here in Corpus. She sings, but Yeah, nomás just in the shower or just driving now.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, by the way, when I originally scheduled you to be on the podcast, I knew you were going to make it because I saw your pictures you posted on Facebook on your page. You took off fishing about 9 o'clock in the evening at the Cole Park Pier.
Yes,
And
I did.
Dude, but you didn't get back till 5 in the morning, and we were scheduled to do a podcast.
I know, I'm sorry. Es que se puso bueno, AC. Mira, over there, I used to go there all the time. My dad used to take me there. And you would always catch like little hardheads and little perch and little bitty trout. Now, they were catching like 37-inch reds and drum, the black drum. They caught a couple of the sharks. I was like, whoa, it's getting good here. And they're biting off a mullet. So I'm going to be going there first chance to get again.
You know, I used to live down the street there from Cole Park and right there off of Airline and
oh yeah.
I used to live down there while I was
That's
there.
a nice area there. I like
it is. Hey, listen, so you started when you were a kid playing guitar, what have you. When you joined Jimmy, what were you doing before you joined Jimmy?
Before I joined Jimmy, I was playing with Margarita in Grupo Mezcal. She was living here in Corpus. She's Freddie Fender's niece.
Yes, well aware.
She was singing mariachi. So I was producing some work for her, and she had landed a Jimmy to do her demo CD. So you're gonna produce her. So we went over there, and she shows him the music that I helped her get the music together. Like the volada, trying to get her fast. I recorded with Candlelight Agency, I think what was at the time, with Juan and Terry Vela. And I recorded them. So I rearranged real quick whatever I could. I recorded like on a DAT cassette.
Yeah.
So we went over there and showed it over to Jimmy at Gilbert's in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And then he was like, he wanted to listen to what we did. So she's showing him. And then she's like, well, what do you think? And she's just sitting against the wall, like, okay, yeah, next song. And who arranged? And then well, he did. Who picked the songs? Well, he did. And he goes, you got a few mistakes there. And they go, yeah, I know, but she wanted it done fast. And we didn't have tracks. We were just doing it all on one take, and everybody at the same time. So she goes, well, what do you think? And he's like, you know what I think? I'm going to take him away from you. Like, no, you're not. He's mine. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. And he did.
Is that right?
Yep. He would pay me $400 a night to sit on the side of the stage and watch them play because he wanted me to join his band.
Yeah.
So I did. And then I went the next night and again the next night. You want to go the next weekend? And I go, hell yeah. So I threw my keyboards in the back of his truck and I rode off in the sunset.
I love it. That's great, man. That's great.
Yeah, true story, brother. It's true story.
Yeah. Well, now, weren't you full-time with Freddie Records or no?
I worked a lot full-time with Jimmy.
Okay, cool.
I would do some work for some of the other artists whenever they needed help.
Got it. Okay, like Mike said in the beginning of this episode, he says for the first 5 years, you were Jimmy's right-hand man. You were the guy in the studio with him, and he would sing a riff, like Stevie said. He would sing something, and you would just knock it out on the keyboards, man.
Yeah. Actually, I worked with him till 2018.
Is that right?
But yeah, the first 5 years I worked with him the most. Yeah. No, the first 10 years the most. The first from 98 up until 2011-ish. And I was still recording in the studio after that. Yes, sir.
And how was it? What was it like to win those Grammys? Before then, you didn't have any Grammys.
I would have never thought that in my wildest dreams. It's something. There's no words to describe how exciting that is. We're there hanging out with Celia Cruz, Carlos Santana, with Gloria Estefan and Thalia. All these big time artists are all there. It's a blessing, definitely an honor.
I don't want to get too personal, John, but how did you feel when you heard the news of his passing?
I couldn't believe it. And I called.
Where were you when it happened? Where were you at?
I was at the house, actually, when I heard that. I was there cleaning up some stuff, and then I'm like, no, I can't be. And then I called and found out. I think I found out through Euchre, which is the youngest son.
Yeah.
I saw it on his post and then George's post, and I'm like, what? So I called Mike, and I called, um, and sure enough, it was true. And I couldn't believe it. Like, damn, I couldn't believe how it happened and like so fast. I remember Jimmy had diabetes,
Yeah.
He had a few health conditions, but he would always be on top of it, So it was not expected, and I just couldn't believe when that happened.
I'm gonna ask you a question like I asked Tommy, but what were the first things that ran through your mind when you first heard it? Or when you realized he's gone? What were your first thoughts? You said, "What am I gonna do now?" Or what did you think?
Yeah. What am I gonna do now? Because he was the one I worked with him all the way till 2018. He had Chris Perales on keyboards, right? But I would always go do his tracks in the studio, and I would always start off with him, all the arrangements, the dummy tracks, the pilot tracks, and then go dump them at the studio. And then Chris would go overdub, and then he did that duet with Jay Perez, And I don't know if it was either Chris or Mata that went in overdubbed on there. But we did that, and I recorded in el último minuto, sin saber.
How did you feel? What did you say?
Well, yeah, what am I gonna do now? Like, what is Mike gonna do now? What is what's Christina gonna do? What's the rest of the band? I was freaking out, And then Lisa, what's she gonna do? The fans, then Freddie, Freddie Records, they were always behind us, 100% the whole way. I was stunned.
Yeah.
In shock. So I really didn't know what to think, actually.
I'm sure you went to the funeral.
Yes, I did. And I couldn't believe it. Wow. And he was a lot like a father figure to me. I got real close to all the boys, Mike and Euchre,
Junebug.
Junebug and all them, Henry. And he would me daba consejos to guide me along, and he would he paid me well, for the work.
He did that to a lot of us because I was with them on the road in the 90s, I believe. Yeah, in 1990. I understand you were doing some stuff with Freddie Jr. You're in a gospel band, or?
Oh, I did the men's retreat.
Yes.
With Freddie Martinez Jr. Yeah, and that was a beautiful experience. It really was. It was something else. I was like, awesome.
Now, I would just tell me the truth now, John. Is Freddie pretty good on the guitar, man?
Freddie? He's good. Yes, he's very good.
What are you doing? You're looking down. What's going on?
I'm sorry. I got a call coming. Let me tell him.
Put your phone away. Hazme caso aquí, chingao.
I'm sorry, brother.
You're easily distracted, and I know this because it's been a long time. Anyway.
So Freddie, he plays an amazing guitar. He actually recorded on the albums. He did the lead on "Can't Fight This Feeling" when Danny Ortiz recorded it. Mm-hmm. I recorded the keys here. We did that one at Chuy's at Post on the Valley. And Freddie Martinez did the lead. And then he wrote Búscame en el Cielo también. He wrote that one. One of the albums también.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of intros, and you have some amazing intros that you did with Jimmy Gonzalez. If you'd be so kind as to play a couple of intros, and let me see if I can guess them.
Oh, well, there was one. There was one that Jimmy tells me. It was actually the first song we did. He goes, give me something real simple, like, well, how simple, like he wanted like real. His thoughts were always simplicity sells, right? So less is more, So he wanted something simple, so I went real simple, and I went like
¿Qué iba a pensar?
That was it. Yeah, that was the first one. So I was just playing around. That's it. Point out. Yeah, I like that. And he kept it.
For sure.
Yeah. So, and that's where that came from.
Give me another one, please.
A ver. And then we went later on, got a little more groovy through the years. And then there's another one. You did a piece on the ending on one of them. See which one at the end. It's got a little
Awesome. Johnny Rod, you are incredible, man.
That was from Dame Un Minuto, the ending where it starts
Da
moving.
Minuto, yes, Da Minuto. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Anything else?
I don't know. What do you want to hear? I got the sound.
Oh my God. Vengo contigo a llorar.
Yeah, those, and then those were the other with the original Mazz
¿Y
stuff.
cómo se llama la canción? ¿El huerco es tuyo?
El huerco es tuyo.
Johnny Rod, I want to ask you, man.
Beto Ramon, he wrote that one. Beto Ramon is an amazing songwriter. I got to work with Beto a lot. I did some work with him too. And I met him through Jimmy.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, real quick. You and I have a mutual friend. Well, of course, we got a bunch of mutual friends, but one special friend who is a dear, dear friend of mine. Her name is Dara Rosenzweig, but we know her as La Güera.
Oh, Dara, yeah, I remember her.
Now, you were hanging out with her at her house, I do believe. And unfortunately, once you left that house, you had a terrible accident that almost took your life, man. Please share from beginning to end how it happened, what happened exactly.
Oh my God, yeah. We were playing at I believe it was Waiting at the American Bank Center. So the City Auditorium, I think it was at the time. Anyway, we left from there, went to the hotel, and Javi had gone over to Dara's, and he had the rental that I had to go pick up. I had to come bring it to the hotel. Jimmy's asking for it, so I went over there, and I was there for a little bit, and then when I left from there, going back to the hotel, all I remember is making a left turn. So I make a left turn, and I wake up the following month in a hospital with sheets, and I'm tired. I got these tubes coming out everywhere. I had a head-on collision. I was going 35, and the vehicle that hit me was going 70. Yeah, 70, 75.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a hard impact, and I was incapacitated. I broke my jaw. I broke my femur, my tibia, humerus, femur, tibia, fibula, and both knees were shattered, the kneecaps, both patellas.
How long were you out for?
I was bedridden for about 10 months, 8 to 10 months. And then
Get out of here, man.
Yeah, no, and then I had to learn how to walk, aquatherapy with a harness and everything. I had to learn how to walk. I didn't know anybody. I don't conocía a nadie when I came to. I woke up and I see a young güerita there with blue eyes. I'm like, well, who's that? Like, so you okay? And I go, I guess, I don't know. Like, you were in an accident, and I didn't know what had happened. And you know who I am? Like, no. And I didn't recognize her, who she was, until I saw my kids walk in. That was my wife at the time, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And I started freaking out. Like, so that as I was meeting people, I couldn't remember who they were till something would click, and I would remember, you know, something that linked something, you know. And I didn't know who Jimmy was, and I knew the name Javi Juice, but I didn't know who he was. I never saw him, and he would come, and Jimmy would get me on a payroll every week, but like if I was still in the band.
You weren't on the road or playing with them at the shows, but you were still on the payroll.
Yeah, I was at home on the hospital bed, and I was still on payroll for nearly the rest of the time. And then not until I was able to see my awards when I was at home, and I saw the Grammys, like, holy crap! And then I heard the music that I had recorded. I started crying, AC. I was like, oh my God, I could feel what I had recorded. Like, that's me. Like, wow, you know. And I saw pictures, saw videos, and I saw Jimmy, and I'm like, wow. And everybody came visiting me. Everybody support. I mean, I can't thank everybody enough. Oh, and I gotta tell you this: I went into a depression real bad. Like, I mean, I was like, oh, like down. I couldn't do anything. And then I'm left-handed, and I got my left hand's broken. I can't even write. I can't draw. I can't do anything. The friend of mine, his name's Danny Garcia. We call him Pandy. He does a sound right here from Rockport. He goes to me, Johnny, and he goes, ya no se you depressed, like you wanna play or not? Like, man, come on, dude, I can't play. Look how I am. Todo hecho queso. And do you want to play or not? And I go, well, yeah. Okay, well, that's all I want to know. Jimmy was playing in Corpus. It used to be, I think, Tejanoville before it burned down.
Yeah, okay.
So Danny goes and he gets his equipment truck, sets up his equipment. Well, he has me picked up, takes me over there with my nurse and everything on my wheelchair, my power chair. He had the keyboard set up, ready for me to go. He had a monitor for me to see, a camera on Jimmy, a camera on me, a video on Jimmy. So we could see each other. So Jimmy will give me a sign, cumbia 1, cumbia 2, cumbia 3. Like he'll give me the signs and I could play, My left hand, I couldn't really use it, but the right hand was the one I used the most for all my parts. Was there. So I got to play with Jimmy and
you were still in a wheelchair.
I was still in a wheelchair in the back of the equipment truck, and Jimmy goes, okay, we'll take a short break. Hey, by the way, if it sounds like the recordings, because Johnny's with us tonight. He's out in the equipment truck. When he said a break, everybody went out there and they were taking pictures of me, and I was signing. Well, I couldn't really sign because I'm left-handed, but I was like, saying hi to everybody. So that me dio el ánimo to keep going.
Yeah. So
Danny, listening, I thank you from the very bottom of my heart. That helped me out.
So that got you out of that funk, didn't it?
Yeah, because I didn't I don't want. I was really depressed.
Yeah.
Gracias a Dios y a todos, everybody, el apoyo de todos. It's what fuels us musicians.
It's good to be alive, doesn't it?
Amen. Yes, sir.
Well, thank God you're doing better now. And now you are obviously fishing, running around, making bases at Comic-Con, whatever's going on with it.
I know. Yeah. She's going to Comic-Con. No, hombre. He had fun. I had fun. I was like, whoa. I was there hanging out with Akela, what's his name? The Stormtrooper.
Uh-huh.
And what's his name?
Chewbacca.
Yeah, Chewbacca. I got a picture of them. I'll post them up later.
Listen, for everybody that's listening to the podcast now that didn't know that you were the right-hand man of Jimmy Gonzalez. Now, what was that like when he would sing a song and you like, let me see if I can find that on the keys. Was that tough? Was it a long process or how did that work?
No. Well, as far as right-hand man, Javi Juice was right-hand man as far as like helping him with all what he's got to do, his errands and medications and all that. I was his right-hand man as far as in the studio, as far as arranging, producing. I co-produced with him. Because if you listen to the style that I worked with Jimmy, it's not the original Mazz style, because that was
that's Brando
and Brando, Yeah. So the style is, he got what I had and then he molded it to him, and I was there to, he liked most of what I did. Oh, Johnny, change right here, change right there, and I would change it. And then he'll get stuck and I'll give him an idea. And so we worked together, it was a team effort.
Yeah. Can you give me something else that you have not done yet? If you don't mind.
I got something in the works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a surprise guest. I'll tell you, but I got Rebecca Valadez. I'm not sure the little piece of tail end of it.
All right, cool.
It's called Vuelve, por favor, and it's going to be coming out soon. I'm going to have this one probably mixed and mastered there. It's ready also. But I did this not long after, it got passed. So I don't have the first vocal on her yet, but here's Rebecca.
That's very cool, Johnny. Very, very cool, man.
A little taste, a little Jimmy flavor, kind of. Yippers.
Is that Jimmy's guitar?
No. I
Oh,
bought this one. This was by Epiphone, but it's
yeah.
the same type. It's the same Chet Atkins style. It's got the
Yeah.
pickup right here, just like Jimmy's.
Yes.
So it's the cheaper version, but it does have the same setup like
Got it.
his.
Got it. Very cool,
You
man.
know.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, I can't wait to hear that Rebecca song, man.
Well, wait till you hear the first voice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you as to who the guest singer is, but I will. I'll let you know right now after the.
I think I know who you're talking about. CVD, right?
Nope.
Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind.
It's
Then.
not singing.
Well, you know what? Don't let the cat. That's okay. No, I
I'll see
don't.
you ahorita. Ahorita te digo.
You don't have to. I don't want to get you in trouble, man.
No, oh no, not at all. I own the rights to it, so we're good.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you.
If you
I'll
want.
tell you. Yeah, I'm gonna be using Wowie.
Wowie.
He's got the tone that matches, like very close to Jimmy's, and
For the people that don't know who Wowie is, please share.
yeah, he's a sax player that will play with David Lee, and then he plays 281, and he's a great sax player, you know. Y cuando canta, I remember he sang up with Jimmy, and you heard Jimmy do the high voice. I was like, damn, I got the chills. Like that was a real Mazz right there. So no one's gonna do the high voice because Jimmy's not here,
Yeah.
but Rebecca's doing the backgrounds, and so it's gonna sound good.
Well,
See what it sounds like,
For sure.
try it out.
You know, here's your question real quick. Did you ever work with Joe Lopez?
Yes, I did. Huh? Yeah, I did. I worked on his new album actually. Well, I did. Well, I don't have the right sound out here, but it's Márcame Tonto. I recorded that, and I recorded a couple of other ones. I recorded Las Escondidas. Mariano did that one, and I went and overdub a couple of parts with the D50. Oh no, with the 0-1W with the hits, with explosions.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did some of those with him.
Well, listen, I know you got to go because I know you got a session to get to. And if you don't mind, tell me who that is in Rockport.
Yeah, I might be recording with Marcos G. Orozco, Grupo Extremo. With Ralph Orozco, Marco Orozco. We have, I got to send you those. I got some, songs with the RC codes and stuff. So we got some good singles out. We'll be shooting a video on the 3rd, actually, also. And then we have a new album coming out. We don't have the name of the title for the album yet, but there's a lot of good material. A lot of songs written by Marcos, written by Beto Ramon también, and of course arranged by myself and by Ralph Orozco. Ralph Orozco, we are partners. Smooth Ralph, Smooth. Smooth Sound Studios. They're in Rockport.
And then after Rockport, who else you got?
After Rockport, then I gotta go play in Houston. I gotta go play with Tejano Ala band from Dallas. And then from there I gotta go play with a rock band in Kima.
In Kima.
Yeah.
Right on.
I think that's gonna be fun.
Let me ask you a question real quick before I let you go. After the lockdown with this pandemic that we had with the COVID, you make an awesome pink cake. Pan dulce.
Oh my goodness. That was my hottest seller,
Tell me about it, please. Tell me about it real quick.
Oh, well, my grandparents eran panaderos. So we had a bakery, and then my aunt had a city bakery on 19th Street where it's very popular here in Corpus Christi. My grandparents died, so I had all the recipes. So one día I just made empanadas, cornitos, molletes, the conchas, and semitas and jelly rolls, and one Christmas, and se gancharon todos, and I started selling it. And my best seller has been the pink cake. I sent that by the whole sheet. I'm like, okay, there you go.
Dude, I saw that, but I said, damn, how can I get some? Are you still doing it or no?
Well, yeah, it was fun to make it. I haven't had a chance to. I've been so busy recording and producing. Gracias a Dios, I've been blessed with work. But I can make some for you, and probably after our video shoot, after the 3rd.
Listen, don't worry about it. Take your time and let me know when you're going to send it. I'll be looking out for it.
Yeah, no, I'll bring it to you.
Johnny Rod, thank you so much for taking the time because I know you're busy. I know that you've been busy. You were supposed to be here 3 weeks ago, but that's all right.
No, I'm so sorry. My apologies.
You take care of yourself. Again, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. God bless you. And thank you for everybody. God bless.
There you have it. Johnny Rod, músico, arranger, composer, multi-Grammy winner, panadero. No, hombre. But tell you what, at least I got to put my order for my cake in, eh? Como es? My favorite, my pink cake. I would like to say that the reason I did this whole episode for Johnny Rod is because I wanted to order that cake, the pink cake. Just kidding. It's a great story. I think it's a great story. I mean, so many obstacles. The accident. Bedridden for 10 months. Gracias a Dios, you're doing great, man. And believe it or not, he's working on a great album with all kinds of artists on one album. As he told us, he's working with Wowie and Rebecca Valdez and many more to come. Can't wait for the new stuff. Johnny Rod, congratulations and keep up the great work. So we're out of here. I'd like to thank my voice girl, Jacqueline, Romeo, TejanoNation.net, and most of all, you, the listeners, you, the subscribers. If you like the podcast, tell your friends. If your friends don't like it, find new friends. So just chill till the next episode of the AC Cruz Podcast. Much love. Be safe.